They are the sons of wise rulers destined to rule over their kingdom, until some event separated them from their destined lives to make them stronger by the end. Simba, son of Mufasa and king of Pride Rock, and Weed, son of Gin and leader of Ohu. I'm one fish mob, and it's my job to see who would win in a fight. The Pride Lands, home to a diverse roster of animals from the majestic antelope to the towering elephant. To the king of the Pride Lands itself, the lions, led by Mufasa and his queen, Sarabi. Together, their rule was a time of peace and prosperity, but they would need someone to follow in their footsteps one day. So they had a cub together, and they named him Simba. Simba was destined to rule over the Pride Lands, until his uncle Scar killed his father and made Simba believe he was responsible for it. Horrified at what he believes he's done, and fearing the consequences, he flees out of the Pride Lands with the intention of never returning. Years later, after reuniting with his old childhood friend and the vision of his father, Simba returned to his home and battled Scar for rule over the kingdom. As a lion, Simba's kind has evolved the abilities and tools to hunt big game animals. His strength is, well, animalistic, capable of taking down antelopes, zebras, and wildebeests. As a lion, his top speed is over 81 kilometers an hour, complete with a lion's reactions. His mouth is lined with strong teeth and jaws. His paws carry sharp claws to slash and grip on the prey, and the fur that makes up his mane, just like a male lion, protects its neck against bites. And his durability, just like a big game lion in real life, he can take a beating from a buffalo and live to tell the tale. Simba's feet speak for themselves. Simba outran a stampede for a short time, survived an ambush of multiple lionesses, and ultimately defeated Scar. But Simba is flawed. Simba has low combat experience and usually fights alongside his pride. But still, Simba has proven himself worthy of the title King of the Pride Land.
The Twin Pass, the former territory of the one-eyed bear Akakabuto. For years, he and all of his followers terrorized the mountain village and devoured every hunter and animal that came into the pass, until Akakabuto met his doom at the fangs of the bear hound Gin. With the bears defeated, Gin and his pack settled in as the rulers of the Twin Pass. 14 years later, an escaped lab dog, simply referred to as Kaibutsu, or monster in Japanese, came to the pass and quickly wiped out most of Gin's pack. As a result, Gin had one of its close friends, Smith, take his mate and pup, Weed, to safety. Years later, Weed and his new friends returned to Twin Pass and defeated Kaibutsu. But a new threat came up in the form of two Great Danes, Hogan and Genba, whom kidnapped and proceeded to torture the three leaders of Ohu, Akami, John, and you guessed it, Weed's father. Now with his new pack, which constantly grows from newer dogs and pack joining, Weed has been forced to expand his team and find a way to reclaim the Twin Pass. Being descended from a line of dogs bred to be naturally strong, Weed's powers and abilities are varied yet limited. Weed's agility allows him to constantly keep moving and attacking non-stop, and he can even stop his most powerful attacks to unleash a barrage of repeated hits. But his main weapon is his sharp fangs and strong jaws. His fangs are used for piercing skin and flesh, and are also used like knives for quick slashes. His teeth are also sharp enough to saw through tree branches like a power saw with enough effort. But his most powerful and tide-turning attack is no doubt the Zetsu Tenru Batuga, literally translating to Cutting Fang of Sirius's sword draw. Out of all 8 Batugas, the Zetsu Tenru Batuga is confirmed to be the most powerful.
And if it's pinpointed correctly, the bazooka can have enough power to tear off a bear's head, much like how Gin was able to cut through a Kakabuto's head. To perform such an absurd attack, Weed jumps into the air and spins while biting. The spinning is incredibly fast in order to do fatal damage, and the attack is mainly aimed towards the skull of other dogs or the back of bears to disable their paws. Weed is also surprisingly durable. He survived being mauled and thrashed around by Hogan, fallen off a cliff into a river, nearly drowned, and survived death multiple times. Weed is small, but he is not one to judge. Weed, just like his father, can stand against equally and more experienced fighters. He likes using his light weight as an edge against larger enemies like Hogan and Toby. He defeated Hogan in a one-on-one fight, and was the first dog to pierce the height of Kaibutsu, but Weed is still only a pup. If he is caught or pinned down, his small size can quickly become a disadvantage. He has been shown to be overpowered by larger and more powerful opponents such as Kaibutsu and Hogan, and most of his survivals have mainly relied on outside help or coincidence. But still, Weed has proven himself worthy of being the leader of Ohu.
Fight!
So why did Weed win? Well, Simba may have held the size and strength advantage, being several times larger and several times stronger, but Weed held the experience and speed advantage, due to him fighting in more battles with more enemies like the Foxhound, Kamakiri, and Blue. Plus, what happened in their lives played huge roles in the outcome. Simba went into hiding after he was tricked into thinking he killed his own father, while Weed was taken away as an infant for safekeeping. Simba has fought alongside his lionesses to defeat Scar and his hyenas, and later on Zira and her bride. But Weed and his pack has successfully aided in the defeat of both the Foxhound Brothers, Kaibutsu, and all of the dogs of Goju, as well as having partaken in more one-on-one battles than Simba. Simba may be a wise ruler, but in the end he just couldn't keep up with Weed, who is just faster, more experienced, and has successfully fought more battles than Simba. In the end, the king has fallen just like his father before him. The winner is Weed.